Well, of course, there's excitement building here at Willem II as we've managed to squeak our way into a title race and into top spot at the end of the last episode. Now, though, we face fourth and third back-to-back as things get tense towards the end. We've got 5 games remaining and you're going to see pretty much all of it unfold here. So let's go and focus on a huge double-header that may well decide the destiny of the Eredivisie title. Yes, hello and welcome along to the Coach's Head with me, Daniel. It is actually part 12 of our alternate head coach story today. I haven't lost count this time. And we are back to face Utrecht and Feyenoord. 2 sides that are within 6 points of us. 1 point when it comes to Feyenoord. And even the goal difference is tight too. It's been a remarkable season as our director of football has utilised the loan market to perfection to get us in the race. But now with 5 games to go, things get tense. We saw a brief sign of it against Willem II last time out off camera, a game I thought would be the last of the comfortable ones. It was far from it, but we're in with a chance. So let's see how we get on, whether we can finish our first full season in the most ridiculous of styles. If you're looking forward to it, please do put a thumbs up on the video. A definite double header today, a definite double header with the last 2 next time. And if it gets really tense, we'll show the middle one as well. Let's go and have a look though very quickly at what's been happening off the pitch, because we have had our youth intake, which wasn't great if we're being particularly honest. So not much coming through, not much quality. I don't think we're going to be going far with that. The result, just a one off camera, a 2-1 win against Willem II. And to be fair, we had to come back from behind very early on. We let in a goal. We did equalise quite quickly, but an injury to Denzel Hall derailed us a bit. And he's now out for a while as well. Him and Van der Put are gone, leaving us with just Hussein Ali, who's unhappy, and young Torbed, who can come off the bench. But we did get that late goal, and it's the constant hero, Tobias Beck. I made him the cover start when the director of football signed him in the summer, because I knew he was going to be great. We had him at Viborg in FM24. We know he's a good player, but what he's delivered for us is just beyond exceptional. 13 goals in 27 from midfield. And he's sort of replaced Nigel Thomas and more. He's been absolutely brilliant. So thrilled with him, thrilled with our position. But we go into this final 5 and these two will be hoping to be in the title race themselves. Ajax won it last year. They've really bombed in the last couple of months. Yes, they've picked up a bit now, but draws away from home in tougher games. You see that they lost a couple of games in that European spell against Feyenoord. And to be fair, we've just been picking up wins, which has made it difficult for them. You look at the end of the season, they've actually got a pretty tough run in as well. After Vitesse this week, they've got the Dutch Cup final, followed by PSV, who are still a big side regardless. Sparta Rotterdam at the end are no mugs, and MN have had a decent season as well. So although it's easier than ours on paper, there is a chance Ajax drop points too. And for Feyenoord in 3rd place, who are the most likely contenders at the minute, they've got their destiny in their own hands because they've got us, they've got Utrecht, they can beat those sides, and Venlo, who are in 5th. And get themselves in and around us. But their other 2 games, bottom of the table away and 15th place at home. You'd expect them to win those ones. So it is basically going to come down to who wins the games between the top 6 or 7 sides. And today we've got the first of them, but we've got no Tommy St. Jago, no Denzel Hall. And as a result, we're without that right-hand side of our trusted defence. So the clean sheets are drying up as a result of that. But let's see how we get on in this one. We're going to go straight into it because we may need a triple header today as we start with FC Utrecht at home. 6 points separate us. I mean, we've not even mentioned them. If they win it, they go 3 behind us. They've still got to play Feyenoord. They've still got to play Venlo. And they've still got to play AZ Alkmaar. But they're all at home. So if they win this one at our place, they're going to feel very confident going to the end of the season. Let's get through the tactical meeting though. They're recommending that we bring in people like Ganiu, who's barely kicked a ball this season, and Torbed for Hussein Ali. But we've got to go for experience and strength today. It's a good Utrecht side, it really is. They've got Simeone up front, Gus Till behind, who's got that height and that threat. You can see he's got a good goal-scoring record. And of course, at the back, a man trying to take our title is the man that left us, Dimitri Kamenovic. Bit of a rotational option there this season, but he's coming to his own now. And we've got Reinders on the left-hand side, who has caused all sorts of chaos in the Eredivisie this year. So let's look at the team selection, as I struggle to believe the stadium isn't fully sold out. It has been for games far less important than this. Thomas coming back from injury, Razak the same. I'm sneaking him on the bench because I have to. Tommy Santiago will not be rest for this one. We're going to leave Rosier on the bench because the ones that are playing are in good form. And I just want to keep it as familiar as possible, particularly with the injuries. So that means our 11 in full is Gertsen, who is now the established number 1. Hussein Ali is in at right back, and when he has played this season, he's done really well. So I'm hoping the same will happen here. We've got Dokic on the left with Erman and Mendes now, a pretty established centre-half partnership. Lachkar and Hyrainen, the two holding midfielders. Beck and Boussaid, both double figures for the year out wide. And then it's Gonzaga, just finding some form at the right time this season, behind Bajrami, who's in the goals at the minute, up front. We've still got quality on the bench. We've got Pratagin, we've got Grudem. It's experienced, but it knows how to score a goal. So let's see if we can get the job done, or whether we're going to get pegged back in this title race. There were signs of nerves against Volendam. Let's see if it happens again here. Through to the Utrecht game we go. And this is a massive position we did not expect to be in. For this video, we're proudly partnered with HelloFresh. HelloFresh are on a mission to make your meal times easier with pre-portioned ingredients, quick and easy recipe cards, and plenty of treats we can get on board with too. Get 60% off your first box plus free dessert for life by clicking a link at the top of the description. Sounds good, doesn't it? I've tried it before, I'm a big fan of the brand, and have helped with my weight loss this year too. There's healthy options available, so why not grab your discount and give HelloFresh a go from the description below. Well, just one change for our visitors. Our changes are only enforced ones, of course, Denzel Hall being out for this game being the chief one. But if we look at the teams today, we know there's strength on both sides, and it's just about who performs, who turns up under the pressure. Let's get through the dressing room. Let's go and tell the lads to do what they can, give them a bit of encouragement. I've noticed I've had to change the tone the last couple of games. It's not about proving a point or being aggressive. It's about just encouraging them to say, yeah, you've got this, lad, you're all right. We've won 5 in a row, but the last one was definitely a worry. And the ones you saw on camera before that, we had our moments defensively. We're into the first half though, PSV winning comfortably, and Ajax, there you go. The teams that have done it before, Ajax and Feyenoord, putting the pressure on instantly. Ajax 2 up in 10 minutes, Feyenoord 1 up already, and now it's first v fourth who are trying to get the points to stay alongside them. As Tobias Beck has a free kick, he scored 1 or 2 of them this year. It's a good save by the keeper, tips it over the bar, and is out for a corner kick, which he'll take himself. So the one problem with the injuries we've had is that Beck's on corner duty all the time, and he is one of the biggest goal threats in the box as well. But out for another one it goes, and we're keeping that pressure on. Can we find the opening goal? As Tobias Beck, in-swinger again. Who's at the back post? Bajrami's there. Mendes is there. Bajrami wins it. Oh, it's off the bar. Underside of the bar and somehow doesn't go in. Boussaid's rebound is blocked, and Dokic will carry it forward from the back. A great start from Willem II, but no goal to show. And with Feyenoord and Ajax both 2-0 up, it's starting to put the pressure on here. And now we've got to deal with the dreaded long throw at the other end. We know Kamenevic has got one from his time with us, as Reinders is into the box off the left-hand side. Kind of a bit relieved he wasn't up front, but it doesn't matter when you're not marking well at the back post there. Not really sure how that got missed, to be honest. Put wide comfortably, as Vitesse get one back against Ajax, which could be important. Just going to see how this throw goes before giving my touchline shout, which passed the half an hour mark. In the last 15, we've not really shown anything, to be honest. Feyenoord have got a third. Maybe they're the ones to watch. If they win that and then beat us, they're going to fancy themselves, aren't they? As Wiley breaks down the left. What a lovely conversation to be in, though, until now. Because Wiley has just run through half the team and put it in the far corner. That's not bad work, is it? Let's throw a bit of encouragement out. The positive start has waned, and as I kind of feared it would, the title might just be a bit too much. But the fact we're in this battle is incredible. We're not going to finish below 4th, which means we've got European football next season. It would be lovely, though, if we could take it a bit closer to the edge. So let's go and say, get revenge for what happened last time. Let's speak to Geertsen. He needs a bit of encouragement. Maybe that's the sort of deficit of having a young goalkeeper over the experienced one now. And now I'm starting to feel things are turning against me, because Boussaid has picked up an injury. Thomas is probably not fit enough to come in yet. So it's going to have to be either Grudem or Van Berkel. Now, Van Berkel's a natural left-back, but he's got that quality. Gradem, he's got the aerial threat. So I'll maybe chuck him on instead. I mean, they're both pretty average in that role on the left-hand side. So I'm going to go Gradem. Let's go for the experience. Let's go for the height. Maybe try and nick one from a set piece. Because we've got a throw on the left with Dokic to Gonzaga. Just gone a little bit quiet, hasn't it? Since the break, we've not looked a threat either. And that injury, it does threaten to cause us trouble. Because Boussaïd, in these games where we are poor, is one of those couple of players that can turn up with a bit of inspiration, a bit of individual magic. And Kamenevic is playing wide to Wiley, the skipper and goal scorer, but at the moment is settling this game. We knew the tough run of fixtures was coming and we're not coping well. Reinders is in. It's a great save from Geertsen. But Simeone's there for the rebound. No defenders in sight. And you've got to look at where both goals have come from, haven't you? The left back has scored and that one's come via the left winger. And it's Denzel Hall injured. It's Tommy St. Jago injured. And the two worst rated outfield players are Ali and Mendes. Tells you everything, doesn't it? Ali's trying to make amends at the other end, but that ball's not great. Key injuries, but almost a great goal from Tobias Beck. It's just come at the wrong time, and maybe it's the one thing we haven't got that the other top three sides have, which is a little bit of depth when you get an injury or two. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw on Torbed at right back in place of Hussein Ali. We're going to take off Gonzaga for... I don't know if I can do that, actually. We'll take Badrami off for Pratagin, who's a goal-scoring machine at times. Do I go Van Berkel? I think we will. We're going to put Gradem in the middle, Van Berkel out on the left. He'll go to a support duty anyway. And we'll leave it at 4 for now. We've got one more sub, and we'll see who gets most fatigued. But unfortunately, I think this is going to be a day of what might have been. I mean, we're not out of it. There's still a chance. But you look at the other teams turning up. Ajax 5-1, Feyenoord 3-0. And here Utrecht 2-0. Their statements of intent. We're going to go for Hyeralainen off, Rosier on. Again, just adding that little bit of physicality to the team. But I think it's too little too late. We will go attacking with 10 to go. But I'm also cautious of the fact that the goal differences are similar and I don't want to get battered here. As Torbed works down the right-hand side. Can the youngster deliver magic? Can he be fearless? Torbed to the byline. Back to Tobias Beck. 2-1. Little deflection and it's in. And now we are going to go attacking. We've got to go for it now. This is an opportunity. And I'm just hopeful with 10 to go. And with Ajax getting a 6th. That we can maybe find a way of getting a result here. We're going to encourage. We're going to have one last go. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be too late. 4-0 to Feyenoord, 6-1 to Ajax, and a last-second corner for us. Tobias Beck up to the back post. Is that a penalty? The referee is following the storyline. He wants the Willem II fairy tale because he might be about to give us a penalty with the last kick of the game. He has, you know. Pratagin's on. I don't know when he last scored, but if he scores here, it's pandemonium because while we won't be top, we'll be back in the race again. Pratagin scores. Big one down the middle. There's experience when it matters most. A 13th for the season. You don't need to be able to run to score a penalty. And Ivan Pratagin wins it, scores it. 95th minute equaliser. Keeps the unbeaten run going. That is absolutely huge from 2-0 down. We're now 1 point, I think, off Ajax and Feyenoord. The goal difference will be worse. But we've got Feyenoord next. We've got ourselves back in it. And most importantly, with 4 games to go, we're now 9 clear of Venlo instead of 8 with a much better goal difference, which means virtually, with one more result, European football is secured. Let's go and get ahead to the next one and see if we can get a result against the brilliant Feyenoord. Well, lightning has struck twice for the second time in successive seasons. It was Nigel Thomas last year who picked up a long injury that would drag into the next season. And this time it's Boussaïd. We said we were going to make him a star this season. We've certainly done that. 11 goals and 5 assists in 27 starts. But looking at his stamina, looking at his strength, looking at the amount of time he's going to be out at 30 years of age as well, I think we might be seeing the end of him at the top level. Hopefully I'm wrong. But that, with 1 year left on his deal as well, that's a hammer blow to his career. Let's go and get through to next weekend though. See if there's any youngsters we might want to promote. Well, it's fitness test time ahead of the Feyenoord game, and after 2 weeks off, which I didn't realise, last week was the Dutch Cup final. Feyenoord lost on penalties to Ajax, but I'm hoping that trip to extra time and a grueling game ending with disappointment might come back to haunt them today. The good news is we did play a friendly last week with the reserve team, and Tommy Sinjago got some minutes in there. But this week, Ajax have won by 5 goals to 1 already. Utrecht have beaten Venlo in one of the tricky games. And by the looks of it, it might only be the top 3 that get Europe, although I'm pretty sure it will be 4, especially given that Ajax won the Dutch Cup. So let's go and get through to the tactical meeting. A top 4 place is pretty much guaranteed now with Venlo's defeat. The thing we need to do, though, is try and stay in a title race, or at least in a mix for the top 2 or 3. The higher we can finish, the better. What sort of side have Feyenoord got? Linez on the left wing, Kangin Lee on the right. They've got some good players in there. Sturgeon at the back, who we've managed before. Wan-Bissaka's right back. Erbig in goal. His name popped up in the head coach, albeit we didn't end up managing him. So let's go through to the team selection and see who will replace Boussaid. The answer is Nigel Thomas out on the left. And then in defence, Tommy Sinjago. I'm going to gamble it because Mendes, after a good start, has had a couple of poor games recently. And I want everyone fit. So we'll fill the bench. We'll go and get into it. The only changes are Thomas and Sinjago. Otherwise, it's going to be the same 11. And hopefully, we'll be able to win this one. Well, I've changed my mind a bit and made one more snap decision before we've gone into this game. I've put Rosier in for Lachkar, who had poor morale and had a few average games. Rosier up to fitness after playing last weekend for the reserves. And hopefully we'll be informed today. Gives us the most height, gives us the most set piece threat. And fingers crossed gives us a goal chance. Just looking on the Feyenoord bench, Johan Bakayoko, who we managed at Marseille in the head coach. Jonas Vind as well. There's quality players there. This is the level of squad that we need to build to. The director of football's having to fight and do it with loan deals and that at the minute. If we can get into Europe, surely the board have to back us. They have to give us a chance. Into the first half we go. Feyenoord have won all their last 5. After our draw with Utrecht, we remain unbeaten in our last 5. But Feyenoord are a side that we have struggled to control a game against in previous years, albeit we've still picked up some decent results. Can we do so today? If we don't win it, if neither side wins it, Feyenoord are probably out of the race, as are we. And to be fair, Ajax will then just run away with it again, and they should. They've got the best team. You can see from the fact it's been a quiet half an hour, both teams are a little bit afraid of losing this match. So let's encourage with 10 to the break, see if we actually get a highlight at some point. Because if not, despite the fact Gearson seems to be our best player, it feels like a point is a good result in the battle for progression and automatic European football, but certainly rules us out of the title race. At half-time, it is all Feyenoord on the stats, but no highlight worth seeing, nothing suggesting a goal, and I think we've got to be pleased with that. Although, here come Feyenoord with Kangin Lee, free kick in a good position, it's a good effort, just over. Geertsen was beaten, but thankfully, so was the crossbar. Well, it never rains, but it pours. How many times have I said that at crucial moments? Because Boussaid picked up the injury last time, and now Nigel Thomas has got one as well. And having those players that aren't fully fit, we've then got subs in Razak and Minda who are nervous and apprehensive. So I'm just going to chuck on Grudem again. I think it's the right decision. We are coming up to the stage where we would make changes anyway. But I'm going to have to delay that 5 or 10 now. Grudem on the left-hand side. And a little bit of encouragement because we're doing okay here. But you can see clearly when we're playing Ajax and when we're playing Feyenoord in particular, we're still second best for the most part. So we're 20 to go. I am going to make the changes now. We're going to bring Pratijin on again. He was the hero in the last game, might be this time too. Beck on the right-hand side will be replaced. God knows who by, probably Van Berkel. And then Grudem will switch over. We're also going to take off, I wanted to say Gonzaga, but I've not got an option there. And I wanted to bring off Dokic, but then who do I put at left back? So it's going to be Torbed on for Ali. Erman's doing okay despite the yellow card. Do I stick with St. Jago for 90? He was supposed to come off. I'm going to stick with the 4 subs there, I think. Maybe Hyra for Lachkar. That's going to be my final one. 5 made, 20 remaining. In the grand scheme of things, a point here is a brilliant result. We've done so well this season. If you'd asked me at the start, we can draw at Feyenoord to stay in 3rd place with 4 games or 3 games of the season to go, I would have been absolutely thrilled. But it's just because of the position we're in as they rattle the woodwork with a long-range effort. Torbed heads the second one away. I think we've got to stop worrying about can we stay in the title race here and look at, forget it being a missed opportunity and consider it be a massive progression. European football at Willem II is something that has been destined for but not been happening for a long time. And it's a club that has got the potential to grow. But I'm really intrigued to see if we do nail down automatic European football, will the board back us? Will they change their model slightly? As Santiago plays out to Rosier and Torbed, can the youngster deliver a magic moment? He set us on the comeback last time out, but that's poor. On the right from Grerdem, just gives away possession. But so to Feyenoord. Pratigen wins it back for Lachkar. He's done the same. No one wants the ball. Will someone show some bottle, please? As Phillips on the left-hand side. Ideally not a Feyenoord player. Kangin Lee delivers the cross. Santiago away. Phillips on the rebound. Is such an avoidable goal. And it's Lachkar, the sub, who's given it away. Do I have to take the blame for that a little bit? Possibly. We've been on such a good unbeaten run in the league, but now, even us, I don't think we can come back from this. We've gone attacking, we've encouraged the boys, but it's too little too late. Feyenoord nick a 1-0 win. They probably deserve it in truth. But frustration reigns because all of our attacking stars are getting injured when it matters most. Missing Denzel Hall at right back, who's one of our key attacking threats this year. And then to lose both Boussaïd and Thomas in back-to-back games, it's just so unfortunate. And we haven't got the depth to cope with that. So we say unlucky boys, they put in a decent effort. But what is that injury to Thomas? Because if that's bad as well, we could be in really big trouble. The title race is over. Ajax and Feyenoord will run away with that. And in the last two games, it's going to be between us and Utrecht for third and fourth and automatic European football. What have we got? Thomas, 3 to 4 weeks. Not terrible, but he's out for the season. So that is not the news we were looking for today. After flirting with it last season, FC 20 have been relegated this time. Fortuna Sittard set to join them. Who knows who will be third bottom. If we go and have a look at the schedule, unfortunately, the title was one step too far. And these big games at the end, as we suspected, are the ones that have cost us. We've got 12th place Groningen at home next. Not sure what to expect from that. Hopefully a better performance. But then it's Herenveen who have given us trouble in this save, beat us in that playoff last year. And PEC Zwolle, 8th and 9th place teams in the final 2 games of the season. Can we finish third? Will we finish 4th? And will that be enough for automatic football? You can see here, third is guaranteed Europa League. 4th, it says depending on the winner of the Dutch Cup. Am I safe to assume that 4th is fine? Because if Ajax have won the Dutch Cup already, surely they're going to be in the top 2, so it won't matter for European football. Massive progress either way, a brilliant season, but just fallen short at the opportunity of a lifetime. We won't be doing a Leicester, but we are going to have European football next year. I'm just hoping that the board are going to change their vision slightly with the negative transfer model. It's not actually listed up there anymore, I don't think. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of a change of heart. We'll wait and find out next time as we go through the final 2 games, the season review, and get our budgets for next year. If you want to find out if it's 3rd or 4th, if it is automatic European football or not, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Could you argue that 4th is better? Because we'd probably have a Europa League playoff, might drop into the Conference League where we've got a better chance. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and how big of a hammer blow is the injury to Boussaïd and also the ones of Thomas too, because with Tobias Beck going back from his loan, we're going to be very short out there next season. If you want to stay up to date, see how the season finishes, whether the board choose to back us at all or not, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back in a couple of days' time to finish off our first full season and our second season where we've spent time at Willem II. In the meantime, though, we'll be back tomorrow with Southend United, and it's a busy festive period over there, and it's becoming quite frustrating for me. Come and join me tomorrow to find out why. In addition to that, we've got a very busy few weeks coming across all platforms because over on the Twitch channel, which you can also find a link to up in the eye above, we will be starting our Euros watch-alongs from Saturday. We've got one pretty much every day throughout the group stages. We're going to have a chat. We're going to talk football. We're going to play some fun games and quizzes too. So come and join me for those if you're watching the matches as well. In addition, we're getting ready for a new season over on the podcast channel. We've got a couple of special interviews lined up and loads of championship managerial specials. You can find links to that up there too, as well as all the other playlists and the key links as this channel is about to get a little makeover. I'll see you next time to find out how we finish with Willem II. and whether we get backed for European football.